Hi, I'm Paul Psolka, Ivy Masters Learning Center and ivymasters.com. Today we're going to look at Test 3, Section 1, Number 5, which reads, the description of how Lady Carlotta put the doctrine of non-interference into practice mainly serves to what? So, for line reference question, you got to make sure you read before and after. So, we're going to start actually from the beginning here to get some context and get the tone. Lady Carlotta stepped out into the platform of the small wayside station and took a turn or two up and down its uninteresting length to kill time until the train should be pleased to proceed on its way. First thing we notice here is the tone. She took a turn or two. There's actually a question for this. That's a short walk, but it's informal. She calls the length of the train platform uninteresting. She uses phrases like to kill time and until the train should be pleased to proceed on its way. It's like it doesn't feel like coming yet. So we see that there's informal and maybe a little bit of a playful tone. And reading from there. Then the railroad beyond, she saw a horse struggling with more than ample load and a carter of the sort that seemed to bear a sullen hatred against the animal that helps him to earn a living. Lady Carlotta promptly betook her to the roadway and put a rather different complexion on the struggle. So it looks like she's interfering with someone else's animal, and let's see, certain of her acquaintances were wont to give her plentiful admonition as to the undesirability of interfering on behalf of its dressed animal, such interference being none of her business. So apparently they had to tell her, hey, don't interfere with other people's animals, it's none of your business. So, only once had she put the doctrine of non-interference into practice. So when we say doctrine of non-interference, we're not talking about like doctrine that would hang on your wall. We're talking about like this thing her friends tell her, don't interfere with other people's animals. Only once did she not interfere, and let's see when. When one of its most eloquent exponents, so in other words, one of the women who tell her very clearly, don't interfere with other people's animals. That same woman had been besieged, which means cornered threateningly, for nearly 3 hours in a small and extremely uncomfortable May tree by an angry boar pig. So if you guys ever saw the side of boar's head ham, it's got that big nasty boar's head with the fangs. So those things are really big, scary. This thing's chasing her up a tree, wants to eat her leg off or something. The woman's probably horrified. Where's Lady Carlotta? She's on the other side of the fence. She's protected. Boar can't get her. What's she doing? She's proceeded with her watercolor sketch she was engaged on. So she's painting, and this woman's probably scared out of her wits, and they're acquaintances, so I'm sure she knows her name. She's like, Lady Carlotta, help me. And she's like, do you like the blue better? She's doing something completely relaxing. That juxtaposition, placing side by side, perfectly calm atmosphere with Lady Carlotta painting, and the woman losing her mind, scared to death because this boar had chased her up a tree. So Lady Carlotta refused to interfere between the boar and his prisoner. And then it's to be feared that she lost the friendship of the ultimately saved lady. Blah, 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 blah. So, now that you have an understanding, we're just going to go right through the answer choices. Answer choice A, foreshadow her capacity for deception. Well, she wasn't deceiving or tricking or fooling anyone. Illustrate her subtle cruelty in her nature. I mean, maybe you keep that one there. Answer choice C, provide a humorous insight into her character. So it does seem like throughout the passage, and you get it later too, Lady Carlotta is a bit of a wise ass, for part of my French, lack of a better word. Later, she hops in a car of some rich lady and pretends to be her nanny because a woman mistakes her for a nanny. So taken in the context of the whole passage, that's her character, and it's supposed to be a little bit of a humorous passage. So it's important for these types of passages. I know you're trying to do your best, you're not looking to be humored, but look for intended humor. If you see it, then that's likely to be your answer. And then answer choice D, explain a surprising change in her behavior. So it sounds like she's more like, oh yeah, you don't want me to interfere with other people's animals? Okay, I'm not going to interfere with this animal. So have fun scared in your tree. So anyway, the answer is C, provide a humorous insight into her character. Thank you for joining us today. If you like this video, click like, You could share it with someone who has trouble with line reference questions. Is there any question you'd like to see answered from any official PSAT or SAT or ACT? Leave that in the comments. I'd be happy to shoot a video on it. And click subscribe so you don't miss anything. Have a great day.